Hello,
Well,
everyone.
we're live.
Yeah. You, me, choose one.
Okay, that was a great start.
Perfect. What?
Oh god, Moonpro already!
Well, we have a daily race, linked to Path Randomizer, boot start, fast Ganon, 7-7.
So, Eastern was blue crystal, Harrow was a crystal, and Desert is our green panda.
Ooh. Yeah. We don't even get to say our names, it happened too fast. But, well, should probably get that in. I'm Ryan Tank here.
I'm Hugo.
Yep. We are probably going to be your competitors for hopefully not too long, since this should be fast, right? I mean, it's Fast Friday.
Probably.
Yeah. Today
Oh god,
only with...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, today only with 2 runners on our restream, as we have a tracker that does track for the first time, and we didn't want to overload him on his first attempt. So, going with only Wayne on the left side and Etienne on the right side. And that is already a glove found in the Lost Woods. So, access to Back of Escape. We don't need bombs to get the item there, although Dwayne has 10 of them already. But friendly bushcraft.
Yeah, that's 2/3 of our Dark World Access puzzle.
Yeah, it indeed is. So, will we get in 3 minutes Dark World access here right in Kakariko? Wayne will show us.
I'm gonna assume Lumberjack had nothing, because that was way too fast for me to see.
Yeah, I didn't fully catch it. It somewhat had a blue glimpse to it, and well,
That's Dark World Access from Blind Hut.
yeah, Fast Friday, living up to its name. 2 minutes 37 seconds. Wayne has Dark World access.
Oh god, I can't even imagine what the hell is gonna be our throw item of the seed.
I mean, the biggest troll could even be that there is no troll item, and you're just trolling yourself by skipping over one.
That is also possible. Okay, so our track curve. Mr. Orange, the chat is requesting that you change the green pendant from Tower of Hero to Desert Palace.
Dark World map check. We have Pendant Turtle Rock and Pendant Ice. So, hopefully no need to search for that ice rod. And looks like Skullwoods and Misery Mire are our red crystals today. So, we will need to find that flute at some point. And yeah, Etienne continuing to do the Kakariko checks. I'm not sure, but I think Wayne decided to head straight into the Dark World, right? To leave a bit of Kakariko behind.
Yeah, he's probably gambling on something being here, like the hammer.
Back of the tavern, just more bombs. Nope. Atium also headed straight for the village of outcasts, not looking at the library, which we could collect.
Library and race game.
Yeah, and on Atium's map check, we got all of those crystalline pendants right. And Wayne dive in Thief's Town for the front, and then taking the Death Warp back out. Probably now going for the South Dark World loop. Getting Race Graham, grabbing the Smith. Getting to an
Yes.
early hype cave.
Most likely. "13 digs for a 10 pack of arrows."
Yeah. Can understand Wayne to just run away. You want nothing to do with that. It's not worth your time. And Atium, following in Wayne's tracks, but did not decide to dip to the front of Thieves Town just yet.
Little bit of love from the Stump Kid.
So, minute 8 Hive Cave coming up. If Atium, if Wayne manages to dodge all of those enemies.
If something sneezes at him, he's dead.
But he gets it done. Has to be careful to not blow himself up here in Hype Cave. But does manage that just fine. And well,
Ouch.
more of a disappointment cave, I'd say. I mean, at
Well,
least-
that did one thing that they may not like. That's Zora money.
Yeah. But if you have the boots, then you can actually do the water walk up to the waterfall cave. You probably rather have it than not have it if you decide to take that route.
Well, if you do it smart, since you already have the Moon Pearl, you can actually grab the item that's on the ledge by Zora's domain, but you need to act like store a fake water walk from the Ice Rod Cave, then do a normal fake flipper, get another water walk from the Waterfall Fairy, and then you activate the water walk that you start all the way from the Ice Rod Cave when you jump off the waterfall after Zora.
So Wayne here with a very, very good routing here, bringing the Smith back and finishing up Kakariko with the checks he didn't do so far while he's here. Meanwhile, Atium taken another approach and going for Back of Escape and King's Tomb, which only had 10 arrows. But we have the small key, some bombs, and the flute.
Oh, there's... Oh god, it just keeps opening up. Without giving them any means of actually completing a dungeon.
Well, we have quite a few things left to explore. There's still the South Shore, we have the eastern area, including parts of Eastern Palace. And we can now at least get up the mountain, although we cannot do really that much there.
Well, you can get Spectacle Rock Cave, and if you're feeling brave, you can rescue the old man.
When going for the South Shore, which is probably the most logical play in this situation. I mean, he still has no weapon other than bombs, so Minimolom Cave, maybe a little bit more challenging than usual, but both Buen and Etienne are experienced enough that they are probably comfortable enough doing just bombs on Minimolom Cave. But Buen, checking out the desert area, checking ledge, and going to Agina's cave. Meanwhile, Etienne activating that flute, so put your salutes in the chat.
Our goose is loose.
And I would assume first destination for Etienne will be now the South Shore. No, desert first. But just checking the ledge.
Beautiful.
Not struggling at all. 3 bombs, 4 dead Moldons. And is rewarded with a book and a bottle with a blue potion.
Oh dear, desert just opened up.
Yep, so we have guaranteed 1 item in desert that we can grab, but Wayne heading for the Ice Rod Cave and probably after it doing the water walk, as he does have the Zora money, and with the glove Zora is in logic, so he has a bunch of items he can quickly grab there. Yep.
There's
Sure.
a water walk.
And Etienne not going for that. Checking out Sickit with the bottle instantly. No.
That's important. Maybe.
Well, we could check out what Military Maya needs, although we cannot do really much there yet. And that is the Ice Rod found for Dwayne. Ooh.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, with the pen in Turtle Rock, it's probably a given that you will find the Ice Rod pretty early on. But it's not something you're necessarily that happy about. Because Having progression on a pendant Trinex always feels just bad.
Ooh, that was a bad return.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, we know there are worse life lessons, but that is still a bad return.
And Etienne checking out the Misery Mile medallion, which I did not catch.
I think it was Quake.
So that medallion will be then being important, and that is the Cane of Samaria right next to Misery Mile. Oh boy. Meanwhile, for some reason the Tobo has some mushrooms lying around. Did we just rob him of his only food he had?
That's probably for recreational use. You know, he's all alone there, below the bridge, nobody can see what he's doing.
So Brain going to get his flute as Etienne decides to follow that book into Desert Palace, and we'll look what's going on in here.
Oh god.
Sword number 1. As Chat confirms that the medallion for Misery Mile was Bombos, actually.
Ooh.
So that Quake medallion, maybe not required, but we have the cane, we have the mitts, we have the ice rod scene. We sure could use the Quake medallion for a needed turtle rock. It comes up.
And now both runners have unlocked the duck airlines.
And also grabbing that medallion. And that's it for Desert Palace. We only found the sword. Second item will be on Lamo.
Oh hey, we're getting a mushroom check from Wayne.
No.
What's
That
Bombos?
is the Bombos medallion. That one is actually needed. Ooh. So that also means that we are supposed to find the flippers before we should be headed into Misery Mile. So that is some kind of logic knowledge that might be good to have later on.
Yeah, I can't even picture the roundabout way this is gonna finally check into the logic.
I mean, this is especially important considering that Misery Maya is a red crystal, and it directly affects what could have been hide or what could hide there, depending on where the flippers are.
Oh boy, there's the bowl.
Uncle, this is not the standard seat. You don't have to hoard a weapon. What are you doing?
So, are they gonna go into Easter now?
Looks like Etienne decides to at least finish the front of escape first. But I can see him going to Eastern after that, if there's nothing major turning up here in the front. And Wayne checking out the mountain. And now Wayne, following Etienne into the front of escape, will be rewarded with his bow and will probably be happy to have a weapon that aren't bombs to kill guards. As he did not grab his sword yet.
I wonder how long he's going to continue to be swordless.
Yeah, that can be interesting where the actual swords will pop up. I mean, Desert Palace is the green pendant, so there is no real need as long as the sword isn't required, or the required progression to grab. And that is a fire roll. So that actually puts Eastern Palace possibly into logic, alongside Dark Cross.
And that also allows them to finish Desert.
True. Which is the green pendant, so an additional item check there. Yeah. Etienne, bow, fire sauce secured. Eastern Palace a crystal. Head straight there. Convenient arrow refill for Blaine here on his way through the escape. And
oh, that's Mirror.
Oh boy. Etienne on a roll right now. Finding that that progression left and right. So that mirror gives us Hera access, which we can, or what? And Etienne can also clear Hera, and those are flippers.
So that's Bombo's fully in logic now. Wayne just needs to visit Eastern to get back in the logic.
Oh god. Bombo's in logic now. We have the cane, we have the medallion to open Misery Mire. We have the boots. Ooh.
Yeah, that's full clear Misery Mire with no weapon for Wayne. So he's probably visiting Desert first and getting his sword there.
Probably the most likely scenario, but yeah, if this is an hammer on Vitreous, ooh, you're probably very, very happy to have found a bow.
Well, Nick, you're saying that Wayne can't open Misery Mire without a sword, but he's probably going to that area and checking Desert first.
So he will have his sword, because that sword is on the Desert Torch.
Yeah,
right
that
there.
It is. Yeah, it's the must-check location.
And Eastern Palace, 3 items to grab, 3 items trackable. Etienne, get in the blue mail from the vanilla big key chest.
It continues to point towards Misery Mire.
And Wayne opting to skip the vanilla big key chest here in East and gabbling on the third item being on Armos. No, logic-wise, this is in play towards the the item on Armos being in logic with the fire rod, but we saw it's not that way this time. Probably won't hurt him though. Very nice quick
Blink
move
and
from
you
Etienne.
miss it. Sorry.
Etienne with the sword has to actually pull out the fire rod in this room. Yeah, this little trip to deserts already paying a bit back for Etienne.
And he's probably going to full clear what he can out of the mountain right now.
Yep. Can get a look at the ether tablet and can full clear Tower of Hera. Meanwhile, Wayne could head into Tower of Hera, but could not kill Muldum at this point, so trip over to Misery Mire is the more logical way to approach this. Seeing that Bombos is required. And now with the mirror equipped, Wayne can also check out Checkerboard Cave.
Yeah, just some bombs.
Oh.
Oh. Etienne balance on the pink goo.
Yeah, this is not something you want to do. Because you then have to stand around for a few seconds listening to them and yeah, regretting your life choices. Wayne now gets his key to Misery Mire, as he has now the sword to actually use the Bombos medallion. Nice start in Tower of Hera for Etienne. Getting the big key and the first item.
I think we're gonna get a bomb jump to the big chest.
Well, only if the second item won't turn up in the next chest here. Which it did.
Oh. Well, there goes that.
But yeah, this is everything that Etienne can do right now on the mountain. No hookshot, no hammer to get to the east side. So
Progress is on Diddy. Apparently.
potentially in Misery Maya, or we have Palace of Darkness, which is accessible with the flippers.
And quite the roundabout trip.
I mean, can also grab Catfish now. Make that trip a little more worthwhile by grabbing an out-of-the-way location, but Wayne opting to collect the green pendant here. I mean, has fire and ice rod.
I mean, you never know what Sahasha is gonna give to you.
Yeah, misses 2 of the fire rod shots, so
Gonna have to
has
do
to
this
switch
the
around.
wrong way.
Can just pull out the bow, do the NMG Lambo strats to get a shovel. Ooh.
The fetch quest continues.
And Etienne taking that fire rod and collecting another red crystal here. Or at least dipping into Skullwoods. So green pendant turn in from Dwayne. Just a little bit of love. Probably not what he hoped for.
Oh, he's not even gonna touch Misery Mire. I guess doing those dark rooms with green mail and fire sword is a bit much.
Yeah, I mean, you have other options in Thieves Town, although you might not be able to grab the big chest. You have Skullwoods fully clearable. You have access to Pillars of Darkness, so Misery Mire, even if it's potentially clearable, not fully in logic without the lamp, but don't think.
Yeah, the way they are going about this, if the hammer is in pod, they are going to have they're gonna almost last location the thing.
Yeah.
The seed is a 7/7 fast Ganon.
Yep, that is right. So we do have to finish all crystal dungeons, but GT is only be seen today if there are all 3 swords in or something somewhere behind something in GT. Although if a sword would be on the pedestal, I don't know if Oranas would actually want to try and do TR over gambling on GT.
And both moths are dead, and we're gonna get a ped check.
Pouch cash, so just
Ped is
dead.
dead.
And we had seen a heart container on the morph. So I think that's about the all of what we could collect out of Skullwoods here. No.
Well,
One more item to
Wayne
grab.
went straight to the back.
Oh,
Ooh, there's
hello,
the hammer.
hammer. So we need a hookshot to finish Swarm Palace and the Master Sword, and that's about it.
Pretty much. We don't really need a lamp.
I mean, it would be required for it to be somewhere in the progression, as the logic requires you to have it, but our runners are well versed enough in their dark rooms to not need it. Etienne getting a bit bullied by the enemies there, which he couldn't see.
Getting ambushed by something under the bridge. That is the worst.
So 2 items in the front of TT. And Wayne following Etienne into the back.
Are they going to be all over each other's footsteps at this point?
Yeah, they are actually pretty close to each other, so will be interesting to see how this will turn out, depending on where the hookshot will eventually turn up.
Well, the big difference at the moment is Wayne sequence broke his water checks.
So he has the Bombos medallion, which is needed. Etienne will have to go to Hobo at one point. But Etienne has done Tower of Hera already, which Wayne didn't do.
Now, let's wonder if Etium is gonna turn the mushroom also into a magic bat check. Because that's something that Wayne no longer has as an option.
Both runners now in the same room. Grabbing the maid. We get another item out of the maiden cell. No small key though, so we do not have to grab the big chest, and well, Wayne overtook Etienne here in this town.
And our blind pun of the day is... the novice skier often jumps to conclusions. And
blind
Wayne
fight.
gets an A plus for his blind script, while Etune gets a E.
I mean, I would say an A minus. Was pretty good still.
Pretty good, a bit sloppy on the end.
Yeah, but didn't really matter. Didn't lose too much time, so still good. And both runners now on to the hammer packs. Just a few bucks.
And an adventure for the lunchbox.
Yeah, rooting in K45 alongside it. And that is Ether, so all medallions accounted for.
Let's see if Wayne remembers his shovel.
Looks
There
like
it
it. I
is.
think he already had grabbed Stumpy, so no reason to go up here if not for to check for the shovel. Master Sword! So Wayne a hookshot away from go mode here.
Yep.
And that could be quite a bit of pain for Etium now, because that shovel was from Lando. And it might be a while before Etium decides to head over to Lanmo, if he ever goes there.
And there's our Bombos check.
Just a bit more laugh. Looks like Etium is heading towards Palace of Darkness here. Deciding to grab at least the Pyramid Ledge for though.
He's probably gonna chain that into the Catfish and Zor.
Maybe. When instead stocking up on the potion first and then heading straight for Palace of Darkness. And looks like, ooh, Etium routing in an hobo check here. Very nice done. Taking out the mirroring here and just grabbing the hobo on the way to pod. Getting the mushroom. So, small key in the first chest of Palace of Darkness, we can go straight through the middle.
Yeah, that is going to be a fast pod.
Lots of small keys for Brain.
Oh, the small keys.
Well, 4 guaranteed small keys already found. We can't say for sure what we will find in the next 2 chests.
Business in the front, party in the back.
Big key. And I would assume Wayne takes that big key and goes straight through to Helmathor. Yep. Also that powder, a nice find, although...
I mean, Magic Bat can have something.
Yeah, but that's not a check you want to go back for yet. Although with the flute and the hammer, it is actually quite quick to grab. If you really want to. Will Etium decide to follow Bwain straight to Helma, or will Etium go to the back first? Looks like the second.
I mean, that's just way too many items just to leave like there.
Yeah, I mean, he's still looking for the hook shot. We know that he will also need to find the Bomos medallion first. But technically, if you were in a position like Wayne, where you only need the hook shot to find, so you have go mode, going to Helma straight is the better option, since that hook shot could just be on Helma. Then you can
it's
skip
there-
everything else.
If it's there, he saves a lot of time. If it isn't there, he doesn't lose that much time.
If any. Because he has to do Helma either way. Red
And there's the
boomerang.
red boomerang.
Well, Helma just with the blue rupee.
Oh, he's probably heading back inside for the thing, and quite possibly he's going back into Eastern for that blue mail.
I don't think so, actually.
Oh,
And that
never
is
mind.
hookshot in Palace of Darkness in the Dark Maze, so no chance that Wayne will go back into Eastern Palace, as he will be in go mode soon. Etium, on the other hand, still needs to find the Bombos medallion.
Yeah, no clue when he'll follow that mushroom thread.
And also Etium is still searching for an additional sword.
And yeah, we only know of 2 swords so far. That being, the first one was in the Tarchon Desert, and the second one was they had to dig for it under the Haunted Grove.
And the shovel was on Green Pendant Landmo. Or it was on Landmo itself. The Green Pendant turn-in did turn out to be a hard piece. Just to be clear.
So that means Desert locked both swords.
Yep. And if the other two swords are maybe in Turtle Rock or in GT, this could be actually very, very painful for Etienne, as he will probably decide to full clear Swamp Palace. Maybe dip into ice.
And now Wayne... No, I don't know if he's gonna do the rest of the mountain. Because there's two things he could find that would make his life much easier. One being tempered, the other being silvers.
Yeah, I am getting slightly confused. Is Swain, or has Swain already done Swamp Palace? I don't think so he just
No,
grabbed
he hasn't.
the hook shot. Alright, okay, he has to go back to for Misery Maya anyway, so... Huh.
Oh, is he going to do a hair pot?
Yeah. Sure looks like it. Oh. Was right, okay. Yeah, if you are fast on this, it actually saves you time on the way up the tower. Especially if you don't need the big key. Alright, we have a fast Ganon. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that one. Yeah, so this makes much sense now.
Yeah, he doesn't have to climb the mountain again.
Yeah. He is done on the mountain now, and he can do Misery Maya, then do Swamp Palace, and run straight over to the pyramid if he wanted to. Or do it in any order of his choosing by just mirroring after and shooting. And Etienne grabs the Bombos medallion, and that should be go mode for him. Barring finding an additional sword.
Yeah, that's sword mode. I'm gonna treat it like go mode, only checking the side stuff and hoping for a sword.
Yeah, probably the best approach, but deciding to grab Paradox Cave.
I mean, you have what? 9, 12 items over there? More, maybe.
Yeah, if you actually go the Dark World route here, including Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave, this is a ton of checks, so makes perfect sense. Meanwhile, Wayne now in Swamp Palace will do only what he needs to, grab in small key, and then head straight for the back.
So there's the blue cane. Oh, there's the lamp.
At him repairing his logic will save him just a little bit time in the Maya Dark Rooms. Also, if we are forced to do Master Sword Silverless Ganon here, having that lamp actually quite a nice insurance to not need huge amount of magic.
I assume they do some higher block strats.
Etium finding red mail and a bottle with a fairy, so
All the safeties.
yeah, and having a second bottle now, grabbing second blue potion, so you should be fine on magic, even with the Master Sword Silverless one. And what?
Ooh, there's silvers.
Silver's found. I think Etium wanna grabs that. And Master Sword for Etium. So this trip to Dark Death Mountain really paying off here for Etium.
He's quite a bit behind, but he's gonna get a much easier time on Ganon.
For sure. And he's basically a full Swamp Palace, or a full Go Mode Swamp Palace behind. Yeah, Etium recognizing he's in Go Mode. Deciding to tackle Maya first.
That was an interesting ice rod, Argus.
The good thing about the Ice Rod on Argus is you don't have to be as careful with the timing. If you position yourself right, you can just spam the Ice Rod and the timing will be correct. So, last question of the seed is, where actually is that Misery Maya big key? Will we have God Maya?
Or will we have cutscene?
It's not here.
Ooh, Wayne just did one cycle on that first room.
Yeah, not the most optimal, missing that first sword beam. The last Popo. But still doing it very, very fast. And small key on the spike chest, so no God Maya today. Compass on the first chest here.
Yeah, there was something about the item you find on that specific chest telling you if the big key could be or couldn't be on the cutscene room.
Well, if there would have turned out a small key in that chest where the compass wound up, then the big key would have been guaranteed in its cutscene chest. But Etium had found it, as did Dwayne.
They appear to be neck and neck, but there's a whole dungeon of difference.
Yep. And Etienne can actually see in the dark here. Wayne has to do it blind. Also, Etienne, I believe, tried to set up the spooky action glitch here. Let's see if he got it. Or if he goes for it. Nope. Does take the long way.
Yeah, no spooky action today.
Vitreous fight. Easily missable on Etienne's side here. As he does have silvers.
Yeah, that is going to be a jet fight.
And done. Wayne has to do a little bit more of struggling here. Being on only Master Sword. Oh. Yeah, Wayne, you might not want to grab the mirror for the fight here. Probably a bad idea.
Oh, he's gonna do damage boost strats. You take a hit on the goo, and then you spin into the ice.
Yeah, and after a couple of those spins, decides to finish the rest off with the arrows. Beautifully done. And Wayne can now head over to the pyramid, drop into that hole that was open from the very start, and fight the big pig. Etienne still has to do a trip through Swamp Palace, kill Argus, and then can head over to the pyramid.
Yeah, so for chat's enjoyment, Wayne is gonna do a Master Sword Silverless Ganon.
And important to note, he only has the fire rod, he has no lamp to fall back on, and one blue potion, which he himself checked before floating over here.
That is going to be tight. He's basically required to get the torch glitch.
Yeah. I don't think with one magic refill you can get a Master Sword Silverless realistically with only one bottle. If you miss. So, Master Sword, 12 spins for the first phase, 12 spins for the second phase, 4 spins in the third phase. Quite a normal there. And then an additional 24 spins in the fourth phase. And we're making good progress here already into phase 2. Now this phase with Master Sword is a little bit more annoying.
Yeah, it's hard to approach Ganon while the fire bats are spinning around him.
Yeah, I mean there are a few good positions on the top if you manage to be there in time where you can land double spins, quick succession, but those are very rare. Etienne checking a few more chests here in the back of Swamp. Meanwhile, Wayne actually in phase 3 now. Gets the first spin in, drops the first row of tiles.
Moment of truth now.
Last phase. Oh. Gets the torch glitch, so very important for Wayne here, and now the counting begins. Meanwhile, Etienne doing his best to fight off Argus. Doing double spins with the Master Sword. Missing a fire out shot, but aside from that, getting good triples in. And Etienne, done with Argus, has his 7th crystal and is now rushing over to the pyramid. Trying to catch Wayne, but I don't think this will be possible anymore. Wayne looks too secure here. And gets the last spin. Ganon explodes all over the place.
GG's for Dwayne.
And after crossing that one final bridge, Wayne finishes this race first on the restream and first place overall within time of 1 hour, 7 minutes and 46 seconds, improving the mode PB by 7 minutes here. And Wayne done Etienne now into the fight. Having the silvers, he actually will have quite a bit easier time on the last phase of Ganon here, so can also afford to be a little bit more liberal with the magic in the earlier phases.
Well, that's the fairy.
Yeah. Try to go a little bit too hard for that one. What? Gets into... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Close one at him, but burns the blue potion and is in phase 3, so he should be safe.
Now, the community race, we usually have 4 runners on screen, but due to today's situation, we only have 1 tracker, and it's his first time tracking, so we didn't want to overwhelm the poor guy.
Etienne missing the torch glitch, but has landed the first silver arrow. Gets the second one. Gets the third one. And last arrow into Ganon.
And that's GG for Etium.
We'll be crossing that final bridge soon and finish this race in second place on Restream and second place overall within time of 1 hour 10 minutes and 58 seconds, improving his mode PB by 14 minutes and 2 seconds.
He forgot to stop his timer. And now we're just waiting for Etium to join us in chat along with Dwayne so we can do the interview. And hello, Dwayne, and congratulations for being first on the restream and first overall.
Hey, thanks. It was a pretty fun, fast Ganon.
GG's.
And hello, Etium, and congratulations. You were the second on the restream and also the second overall.
Yeah, I thought my routing worked pretty well. I guess maybe not quite as well as Blaine's, but
Man, you could
Yeah.
do some goofy stuff in this. I was in Thieves Town at the 5-minute mark in this seed.
yeah, I skipped over Thieves Town. But I did go into the Dark World. I think I picked up the Smiths at about 7 minutes. It was interesting.
Yeah, always fun to have these seeds where you can do things that are very, very not standard, but are still, kind of correct. Instead of just taking weird gambles or something like that. Like, I thought that was a really cool move. I did the bottle vendor, and then I went to the Dark World and said, I'll get the Smith, and I'll drop him off, and I'll do South Kakariko on the way. And it got me absolutely nothing, because then I found the bow, and then I found the mirror, and I said, well, that's kind of bad, but, it's fun.
I did basically the same thing. And it made a lot of sense just because of, you could bring the Smith back in a way.
Yeah, so overall what happened in this race, you both had a very similar routing for most of the time, and the big difference, or the big small difference that in the end turned up, was that Etienne went for a very early play into the Eastern Palace, Desert Palace, and got his first sword very early on, which led him later to actually being able to finish Hera much earlier. But he left behind Lenmo because of it.
What was
Yeah,
on Lammo?
The shovel.
I got my second sword off of the dig spot shovel, which was on Landmo. And I think it was probably a mistake to do the back of desert there. I actually was kind of regretting it when I was finishing it up, because I said, I just got a sword, and I knew that sword was really good, because now it lets me do, while I had a bunch of stuff I could do, the sword was kind of, I can't kill blind. Well, I guess I'd just gotten Canis Amaria, so I could kill blind. But I couldn't do the back of Skull Woods. I didn't have the sword to open up Mire. If I could go up to T-Rock, I'm not going to be able to open T-Rock because I don't have a sword. So I find the first sword, it's good. I kind of regretted going to the back, because I said, hey, I should probably go do Skullwood's Thieves and Mire. And then after Mire, I can mirror and do the back. So I kind of was a mistake that got me into that. I assume another sword was on Death Mountain, though. I mean, because I never touched Death Mountain. That's got to be where a sword was, right?
Yeah, there was the sword and the silvers and the lamp.
Ah,
and
okay.
red
That
mail,
would have
so
made things easier.
there was all kinds of stuff up there.
Yeah. Also,
Um,
when you decided to skip the Vanilla Biki chest in Eastern, which would have been your blue mail at that point.
Ah, okay. Well, it wasn't that important. I 2 items in the first 2 chests and no lamp, fire rod, and bow to put the back in play. I was like, the third item is definitely going to be on Armos, no problem. But
yeah, I was
guess
I
not.
was basically in. Well, I was almost in go mode, and I only had a sword left when I had Swamp and Mire to complete. So I'm like, you know what? I could go into these dungeons on Fighter Sword, no lamp, or I'll probably end up doing East Death Mountain anyway. So I'll just do this first, and then I got all kinds of good stuff up there. So that made those 2 dungeons a lot easier.
Makes a lot more sense in this mode too, because you don't have to climb the mountain another time to get back to GT. So you go up the mountain if that's where your go mode sword is, or other things that will make the rest of the siege. Because Ganon, I was actually trying to do the math on how many fire rod shots that I needed, and for some reason I was thinking like I had the bare minimum with the 1 potion for silverless Ganon, which is obviously not true. You can do it in 1 magic bar, which I almost did, but he gave me top left at the end of phase 4, so I needed the potion. But so I was a little scared, like maybe I should open some chests in Swamp, looking for a sword or a mail or silvers or another bottle. There were a lot of things that would have made the Ganon fight a little simpler, even like cape or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing directly in my path. And then at that point, there was no reason for me to go up Death Mountain, even though it sounds like probably would have broke even if I was going to get silvers and tempered up there.
Yeah, and not to mention the lamp. Well, I guess the lamp doesn't matter if you have silvers, but it would.
Yeah, it would have all been helpful.
Yeah.
But pretty cool seed overall. It's just like I said, a lot of weird ordering that you don't get to do a lot of times, and you get to do even less and have it actually be kind of reasonable. But it feels like it was kind of reasonable.
Yeah, definitely made for some creative routing in this one.
Yeah, I mean, good for you, Etienne, that you decided to check that hobo on your way to Palace of Darkness. Because finding that mushroom leading to the Bomus medallion was important after all.
Yeah. Yeah, if I hadn't got that mushroom, I probably would have been full clearing Swamp. And then who knows where I'd go after that. I'd probably do the flipper checks after Swamp anyway. But, I mean,
I couldn't remember where the medallion for Meyer was. I knew they were all kind of in weird places, because I think Sick Kid had one and K45 had another, but I couldn't remember which one of those was Bombos. And I was trying to figure it out, because I did the fake flippers really early. Yeah, I did the fake flippers really early. And actually, I don't know if this is right, but I ran back from Zora with my water walk to Hobo. And I think I would have had a chance to do it later with or after Pod or something like that anyway, but I know that there are some people who like to do the fake flippers without Hobo, just to save some time, especially when they're water walking to like Zora. They just skip Hobo and water walk to the back of all the flipper checks, so hopefully nobody did that today.
You were the only one on the stream to do the fake flipper.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even go to the Zora area.
I was trying to, after like the Dark Overworld didn't yield anything, I decided I got to spend a few minutes playing catch up on the Light World Overworld spots where other people probably went. There actually are a number of different openings. I know some people do Sahasrahla first in boot start seeds. So really, like, after that little excursion to the Dark World, it gave me nothing. I was kind of worried about every location in Sphere Zero, so I just wanted to clean all of them up. And I guess for me, like, the flipper spots in a boot start seed, I feel like I'm just going to check them every time, because I can do the water walk from Ice Rock Cave and then grab all the flipper stuff. And I assume enough people are going to do that to make it worth my while, and it just so happened to be very useful. Because it is possible, the way the items were coming pretty fast, it is possible, even when you get flippers later, you may not go to Hobo. So,
Where was the flute again?
Back of Escape. You grabbed that one
Yeah.
pretty early.
I got that before I did South Shore, so there was not really a reason for me to fake flipper, since I could just get back there whenever I wanted anyway.
okay, yeah, both my escape front and back were kind of delayed. If I finished Kakariko with just the gloves, I probably would do Back of Escape first. But since I had the mitts, I did all the Dark World stuff. And it was a little bit before I went back and said, okay, well, the flute's there. Which isn't so bad when you have boots, because you're not losing that much time running around the overworld versus fluting around. So it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it was a fun seed though.
Wayne, kind of curious. What did you think when you found the ice rod in Waterfall Fairy?
I figured there are other items I'd rather sequence break to, but that one's not a bad one. We actually had a lot of the items for Turtle Rock really early. Although I don't know, I guess I don't even know what medallion it was, but it seemed like Turtle Rock was going to be a thing, and then it ended up being Death Mountain's not even a thing. So that's what it always does, though, right? It teases you with the Turtle Rock items when you don't need to do Turtle Rock, and when you do need to do Turtle Rock, you can't find anything anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, if Turtle Rock is not anywhere needed in the logic, the seed can basically use or treat all the items needed for that as junk and place them wherever. So you kind of find them all over the place pretty early on most of the time.
You're never going to complain, even if pendant, if T-Rock's not required or it's a pendant or whatever, you're never going to complain about finding the ice rod early. So, sometimes later in the game, you find the ice rod and you say, oh, is this tempting me into a late T-Rock gamble? But when you find it early, you're just like, okay, that's one less thing I need to worry about. Who knows if I'll even go there, but at least I know I won't be searching all over the place for this thing.
Did you go into Skull Woods on your first time in the Dark World?
I didn't, because I don't like doing the Skullwoods dive without doing the vanilla big key chest, and doing the vanilla big key chest without a weapon is just such a pain. So I just went straight south. But it would have saved a little time getting that hammer a little bit earlier, that for sure.
Yeah, same. I put off getting the hammer for quite a while, till after I had the fire rod.
Yeah, I wanted to go. I had fire rod, but no sword for a long time since I hadn't been to desert. So I wanted to go after I got the fire rod, very early back there, but no sword was keeping me away for a bit. So yeah, we got the hammer, and I said my route almost made a lot more sense if I had gone into Skull, but I just think it would be worse for me to feel tempted to skip the vanilla big key chest because I don't have a weapon, or try to do it and have a tough time killing the jellies with the pots, or the mummies are in the way. At that point, I think 2 hits from the mummies would kill me because I had 4 hearts. So I decided, I can't be totally wrong, just kind of avoiding it for now. We've already got the mitts, so if I have to run back over here to go to Skullwoods later, it's not like I'm missing the only opportunity that I'm going to have to go in here. But it would have been nice. I don't know what it would have changed. Probably would have changed a lot with the route, because then I have hammer. Then I probably try to do a very low percentage Thieves Town and blind fight, and who knows how that goes. So yeah, it might have changed quite a bit. In fact, it probably guarantees I would have done Death Mountain at some point, because I would have had access to East Death Mountain so much sooner than I did. So probably it could have even lost me time if I'd gone and got that hammer early, I guess.
I mean, that would also give you the lamp on that way. And
that's true. So maybe it wouldn't have lost me any time at all. I would have gotten all those good items.
And would have pulled you to pot earlier, which gave you an earlier hook shot, maybe.
Yeah, you never know. That's one of the great things about Rando, right? Is that just a little tiny change here can have cascading effects.
Yeah, or doing an maybe bad play to the back of desert actually paying off big time. That's how Rando works sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, I don't even think that was really the right play. I could have saved back at desert for after Meyer, or something like that a little bit later. Not exactly skip it, but just kind of put it off for a bit. And I think that would have been correct. Because it's not like I even ran and checked the dig spot immediately anyway. But in the end, it sounds like it kind of breaks even with if you skip the back of desert and just do Death Mountain, you probably sounds like you're kind of breaking even, because you get the silvers, you get another sword, and you get your lamp, and probably gets you through some of the dungeons faster too. And it sounds like that wouldn't have been any worse or any better necessarily. But yeah, you're right. It's Rando. Who knows?
if you don't have to, or any else thoughts about the seed, I think we can.
Yeah, no, just thanks for
man.
you guys. GG Adium. It was a fun race. GG everybody else in the race. And yeah, look forward to do it again sometime.
Yeah, and same goes for me.
Yeah,
Good
was
work, you two.
was a pleasure to have you both on Restream here. You put on a very exciting race, close to the end, although.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
cool. It was such a close race.
a
And
little
number
bit,
1
yeah.
and 2 right here on the Restream. It doesn't happen. Doesn't happen too often, so that's a lucky coincidence.
Yeah, and still close even with varying go mode items and choices. So yeah, was a fun one definitely. And yeah, if you people enjoyed what our runners Wayne and Etium showed you today, give a follow to their respective Twitch channels. They deserve it. Well, or if the bot would be working, we could give you a link. Huh. Well, maybe our bot today doesn't like our runners. Still, they deserve it every time. I think for Etium, it's Etium 2 to Twitch. Right?
Yeah.
Dwayne, if you want to plug yours here, maybe.
Yep, just Twitch TV/Boyne if you're interested in goofy rando stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was a fun race. Big shout out to our tracker today, doing his first time on the stream. Orange, being the man to click the buttons. And did a good job here. So
It's always a hard time, like, tracking 2 games at once.
especially if you find so much so early on. And then runners are in different locations, so you have to keep track. It is not an easy job, and it's always an yeah. I kind of forgot what I wanted to say there. Bleh. But yeah, let me just pull up the schedule here and see if there's anything going on. Nope, doesn't look like we have anything right now here on the Speed Gaming Network. There will be an Hollow Knight, any percent energy run from the tournament a little bit later here on Speed Gaming Main. I think that one is at. When is that? I can't do time zone conversion. It's at 5 p.m. Eastern. That's it. Yeah, and then another one at 7 p.m. Eastern, another whole night percent run, and then later today another Link to the Past daily race. So if you want to see more Link to the Past rando, turn in back at 9 p.m. Eastern. Do we have the modes for that? Nope, we don't know yet. So turn in and see what it will be. And yeah, I want to thank my co-commentator Hugo here. It was a pleasure to cast this exciting race here with you today. I will leave the final words to you.
Well, it was fun commenting this one. Always fun when someone does like a weird sequence break and like suddenly it just seems to be like 15 minutes ahead of the other. It's a fun time.
Yeah, that's everything from us. So enjoy your day and hopefully see you later again.
See ya.